this way, but a case like this, you start working it as a no-body homicide from the beginning. And the reason for that is physical evidence that you would collect at a homicide scene is much different and much more detailed than evidence that you're going to collect if you don't view it as a homicide from the start. Doesn't mean she's not going to come home safe and healthy, but it means that you have to do it the right way with the right steps from the beginning. And that might have been one of the reasons that they had to go back a couple of times. And we've done that too, even when you start from the beginning. Sometimes you have to go back because something comes up. And even when we go to court, there's been many times in court, on the stand, testifying, and they say something from the defense, and you shake your head internally, go, gosh, I should have thought about that all those many months ago.
But in terms of like the preservation of a crime scene, to err on the side of caution, is it possible that by opening up earlier rather than later, that you might not, contaminate the crime scene or lose a key piece of evidence that you might have found otherwise had you kept it closed?
Well, Griff, I think it's probably a little bit less risky in this case for the simple reason that this house isn't open to the public. So even though they unsealed the crime scene, I would be reasonably certain that family members aren't letting people in there while Nancy is missing. So it'd be a situation where if you have to go back in, you don't need a search warrant because she's your victim. And you go back in there and finish the job that you started.
My final question.
Yeah.
How does this end?
Hopefully with a happy ending where Nancy comes home and she comes home.
But what would break the case?
Well, the DNA would be a big case breaker, I think, if they could link that into somebody that who did it. Whether or not they can track vehicles that came in here, searches for the residents for like MapQuest or Google Maps or something like that, and they can go back and see who searched this place, because this is coming back here. It's pretty remote.
And on that, in terms of the big break, do you feel like the $100,000 reward is enough to motivate someone for a tip that actually led to finding Nancy?
If two people are involved, $100,000, I think, is going to make somebody roll in the air.
Perfect.
Just going out live, so there you go.
There you go. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Griff.
How are you?
Good work. You got the chopper view.
We got the chopper.
Got the chopper
Now
view.
the signal sniffer might do it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Always boots on the ground.
We should do all the cars now. We could do some walking talk.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Right. We're out.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Behind the scenes. Check it out later. Behind the
right.
scenes. It's kind of cool when I'm behind
Cool,
the
man.
scenes, you know? All right.
You
Take
sure
care.
of this?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, Michael, turn off.
Oh, yeah.
I like Griff. Follow each other on Twitter. Griff does all types of boots on the ground stuff. He was up in the chopper the other day around the house.
You guys going live now?
A little bit. White House has the press.
Right side press.
Where are you coming from?
Yeah.
Sheriff. Whoop. Want to get out of the road. He's going to be like, rah, rah. Whoop, whoop. Huh? Shift change. Where's Luke? Did you see Luke? Luke was walking around with the same trench coat. All right, it's going to back up. Backing up. Maybe. It's shift change. Shift change. Sheriff's arrived. Look at this one. Special enforcement.
Was he mean in high school?
Where'd Luke go? Luke. You see Luke?
Huh?
Luke's back.
Luke is back.
Luke is back in the same outfit.
Which one is Luke?
Luke is Slate. You talked to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Luke's back at the scene.
He said
He
they were
was
about to go
he was
live
walking
at the
around
White
like
House.
all the way to like 8 o'clock last. I was here at 8 o'clock last night.
Yeah, I noticed.
I was just talking to Dad's going live and hanging out with some of the Fox guys. We were just talking, and then the neighbor called. The neighbor went down there and told the deputy that somebody had a drone in front of her house or over her house, and drone pad, and deputy came up and made them move it. But she was pretty hostile. Neighbor.
There's been a couple.
Yeah, she
There,
came
this
by.
lady over here where they have the buckets in front,
Mhm.
she came up out of her driveway like she was going at a racetrack, just pissed. And then you got the call. About 20 minutes later, I heard on the scanner.
Yeah. He's going in. They're going out.
Taylor? I'm Shane.
Hi, Shane. How are you? Who are you with?
Fox. Just talking about Queen Gable.
Oh, you're a Griff's guy. Yeah, you guys had the chopper. You were up in the chopper. Yeah, you were here when they were hit here at the same time. I saw you guys circling around. I saw you guys report. You go down to the border?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not sure if we're gonna.
I don't know. TMZ saying she could have went to Mexico. She could have went to Mexico.
Last night there was a running gun battle in Nogales right across the border.
It's bad down there, man. Across Sassabee,
Oh yeah.
on the other side of Sassabee,
Not good.
gun battle and everything like that. I hope we got a sheriff that's just going to be parked out here. Gun battles, Mexican gun battles, go across the other side. Everyone's like, leave Luke alone. Yeah, we'll leave Luke alone. No problems with Luke. We have no problems with Luke. All right. So the question is she in Mexico?
Well, the thing about Mexico is, here's the thing.
Who's this for?
You.
What's your name? Is it from you? Hey, thank you.
Watching.
That's your business?
No, it's just when I go and get my tortillas.
Oh,
It is Brian.
hi, Brian. Thank you. Can I share this? You want to talk? I'm going to share what I got.
No,
Of
it's
course.
good, man. Go ahead.
Tortillas. Thank you.
No, they're not tortillas. They're better.
Oh, better.
Some more about.
Oh, that's what
I
we were
never
telling you.
had
to try
one.
You need to
Oh.
try
Already
it.
have one?
No.
I was telling him he needs to try
Some
one.
more. We're
Well,
going
here
to
you
try
go,
them.
man.
We're going to try them. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming out. What do you think?
Too much, man. Too many possible.
Oh, this is good. Tasty. Come on, 857. We're going to eat a Sonora dog.
But they should be looking at pawn shop, not the gun shop.
Pawn shops. Yes.
Because a guy like that shops at
I'm going to
Walmart.
get half one. Here,
Yeah, go ahead.
have a Sonora dog.
The guy at Walmart shops Walmart's going to shop a pawn shop. You know. Because otherwise, you got to go through all the paperwork.
Yeah.
Pawn shop, you flip a couple extra bucks.
Yeah.
You know, sir, no problem.
I'm going to share my Sonoran dog.
How far did the blood flow go?
We don't know. Is it the door right there?
Yeah.
All right, folks. We got what we've been asking for. We got a Sonoran dog. This is a thing around here. It's called a Sonoran dog. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm gonna sit here and eat it. Pretty delicious. Yeah, it's a Sonoran. What's in the Sonoran dog? What's in this? What's in the Sonoran dog?
Bacon wrapped hot dog,
Oh,
beans,
looks delicious.
tomato.
Yummy.
Jalapeno. Looks like here's jalapeno sauce.
Thank you. So what do you think happened?
I think they hit the wrong house.
Hit the wrong house. Some people have been talking about that lately. Whose house do you think they were trying to
You
target?
gotta have a motive.
It's going to be big enough.
Well, the gem show motive.
Gem show motive. So we got a gentleman, gem show motive.
I don't know if they're checking the hotels or the motorhomes around the gem show. Hotel lobby.
Motorhomes around. Where is the gem show? It's downtown, correct?
It's all downtown by the freeway.
Yeah.
Over by the hospital on Apple.
Mm-hmm.
They're all over town this time of year. You can't throw a rock without hitting. And you can't throw a rock without hitting the guy that looks like that. And that's
Everybody looks like that. Anyone with facial medium build could look like that with a
Middle
mask.
Eastern,
Middle Eastern,
south of the border.
south of the border.
You know,
The gun shop guy, one guy they interviewed said unusual names. Feds were asking for photos, showing the gun shop guy photos and asking about unusual names. Now, first thing I said Hispanic names. However, Hispanic is very popular around here, so that's not unusual. Now, what would be an unusual name? Are we talking somebody international?
yeah,
Middle Eastern?
somebody from the gym show.
Somebody from the gem show? Somebody that purchased a gun within the last year? Iranian? I saw some Russians in this area. They were also talking about, somebody shared with me, and another guy, I don't have his photo, but they recently got busted, a Russian national and somebody else, for stealing copper out of a business, burglary, like around here, nearby.
The thing about
Copper.
the gem show is every country is represented. I mean, whatever country, they got people here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, but yeah, you're talking the Russian, Romania, every country. So
Now I'm looking at who's going to be good on the computer.
But also, that mask is believed you have to, if the mask came from Walmart, it has to come from online. You need a resident to send it to instead of actually going to Walmart. The mask, the guy was wearing the mask, appears at, certain, you might have to order that.
see, in Tucson or in all areas, the cartel, they have the cartel, the big, and then they have smaller gangs that do different things for them, so they get the job.
Mhm.
They're doing it on behalf of the bigger organization. So it could be somebody, a smaller operation, group.
I just think they hit the wrong guy.
Targeted Nancy, though, for her being the mother of Savannah,
Possible,
Guthrie.
but not likely.
Targeting wealth, targeting.
There's really no ransom note now. Is there?
TMZ saying they got one today.
Well, they say a lot of stuff.
They say a lot of stuff, don't they?
Well, you got to think of motive. The motive with the gems, that's valid. The motive with, help with Savannah, that's motive because maybe she had information. So those are the two theories, but to get back at Savannah or
Oh, it just sucks. Man. It really sucks.
I mean, the sheriff I put on my page today, he still thinks she's alive. So
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Never had a Sonora dog.
Never give up hope.
You got one? What do you think?
You mentioned it the other day.
Yeah. I was like, you down here, get one. Try one.
what are you rating on the Sonora dog?
It's a 9.
Yeah,
It's a 9.
the bacon and the
Yeah, it's 9.
beans and
The beans.
the bread.
Yeah.
That's the key
Yeah,
is the bread.
I don't need a lot of bread though.
But yeah, I do YouTube out here.
I'm off for 12.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
You follow his channel?
No.
Yeah, Righteous Monkey on
What is it?
Righteous Monkey on YouTube.
Righteous Monkey on YouTube is here.
Yeah, it's like,
I got you. Got
Yeah, I know. I had you for a while there. Not what you said, but you pissed me off and I took you off.
What did happen?
I don't know.
Quite a few YouTubers
What's
out.
your name?
Brian.
Damien.
oh, okay.
What was the incident on
No.
the?
You're from here. You don't know about Ortiz, Brian?
We're waiting for the latest. So TMZ, Nancy, because she went to, TMZ said it's possible she was taken, held somewhere, and then eventually went to the border, crossed the border.
We have a good
Now, to go across the border from here,
What's
the most quickest way would be south on 19 to Nicolas.
So what happened?
But you could go the Sierra Vista way and go down one of those smaller port of entries.
Oh, well, bring me back
And if the kidnappers were smart and they did take her across the border, they probably would avoid Nogales.
Especially since this group I got moderated now.
There's other forms of smaller port of entries: Sassabee, Lukeville, Naco.
I don't think I've ever seen that building.
And that's the thing, you got your followers.
They only
How many ports of entry are at the southern border?
Random video.
There's 6 of them.
No, just took 2 stores. Okay.
They probably supply
Pawn
a lot of the
shops.
restaurants, right?
Not many. A few stores. Most of them are walk-ins.
Oh, wow.
It's like a secret we want to kind of keep.
There you go.
I want them to do this.
Well, I love when
Man, that dog was good.
No, I'm only
Have you ever had
when I
one
go
with
in there, I'm
beans
the
on
only
it?
one that keeps doing it. It's that good.
There you go, man. That's cool.
Yeah. It's gotta be windy down here. It's blowing like crazy up the Saddlebrook.
That's what they said. It was supposed to be windy all day. And I heard it was supposed to rain in the evening.
Right, sun's out. It's dry too.
Even though it's like.
Oh, this is hot, man.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, I know, right? You're what? You get used to 100, 110?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool around 115.
115? What, I mean,
Oh, and it's Nogales.
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 Nogales. Done a lot of work down there. I have.
Yeah. I've been
Probably,
on them.
I butcher a lot of names.
I pumps down there for the border patrol.
Oh, you have?
Hound dogs down here.
All right, looking for the latest, folks.
I mean, as far as, I mean,
Oh, they don't realize this is the safest street in Tucson.
This is the safest street?
It is.
Everybody's here. All the cops are here.
Right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
go to my neighborhood, stick your head out. Okay. it's
Yeah.
safe.
You see a lot out there, I bet.
Yep.
they might report a little bit.
My daughter moved back from Nebraska. The clown down the street decided to kill the whole thing. So shot himself and 5 others.
When was this?
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't remember.
You know, it was like this on my street. You know?
Yeah. I was probably in rehab.
What you mean? Never had.
Steal a $12 backpack or whatever, you know. I don't think
Yeah.
that's
Scotty 911, we're not cherry picking comments. What comment is it that you extremely want us to read we haven't seen when we're going down the line?
Oh, someone did. Scotty
Oh, that's a
asked.
good one.
Yeah, Scotty asked, are the emails coming from the same person or same address? If you're able
this
to-
email. I just don't know the way it's so anonymous.
Thursday.
And now they're
Someone said
talking about the avalanche.
Someone said the man in the video is left-handed. If you guys.
Yeah, he
didn't
looks
see.
left-handed to me too. He looks left-handed to me too.
Do you think the gun is fake?
Huh?
Do you think the gun is fake?
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know.
also, if the mismatched holster.
Do you think it will help the case to stop media coverage?
No. In fact, it's the opposite. I know that.
Someone asked, do you think they're all coming from a different person?
Okay, so Charles is dealing with something right now. Huh? I can't hear you. I have a feather on me? What are you talking
very-
about? Where?
Oh, shoot.
What?
Where?
This would have been a great time to have Harvey sign some shirts.
Oh, okay, with chicken. At that place. Yeah. No. The place I'll try that.
I think that makes sense.
God, you guys hate salmon, don't you?
Wasn't it tuna?
No, I said salmon, but
Oh.
they just hate salmon.
Salmon's not.
Salmon's great. Are you kidding? Salmon's delicious.
Yeah,
It was
it's
close.
not nasty. It's just whatever. Meh.
It was so
I
cold.
think the thing.
Can I
oh,
just complain?
yeah,
It was
you
like
can.
so cold this morning. Oh my God.
Again, you guys, he's actually not being dramatic this time.
It was
yeah.
freezing.
I actually commend him for getting in water because ain't the wind. That's what
It
it
was
is.
the wind and the
That's what
cold
it is.
combination. It was just brutal. My dogs wouldn't go out. God, my dogs are like, fuck that.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah.
No,
Oh.
I know. I know.
We have a.
That's so scary.
Katie, what time is your interview?
They do another thing. They just have some
No, I'm talking about Katie's guest. He won't be getting key.
Someone said, "Do you think the guy had experience with guns?" And then someone else also tapped into
I
it.
don't.
Said,
I mean, the way he was holding it and
The
carrying
holster.
it, no.
yeah. The guy.
Ugh.
Someone said, "Is there no footage from the when she left the house because maybe he took the doorbell off the door?"
They're still trying with this Google stuff, but I don't know that it's yielded anything.
Mm-hmm.
What happens now? She said, what happens after this? No leads, no evidence, no suspects.
They're trying.
Is
I
this
mean,
just gonna be a
they
cold
have not
case?
backed off. I can tell you that. They have not backed off.
When does a case become, when?
I don't know. I don't know.
People, if they never get mentioned.
I mean,
Angela, it is down to 40. I mean, it felt like 40 degrees outside this morning.
Oh,
She said,
it
unless
was-
it gets down to 40, I don't sympathize with you.
I
like,
think
girl,
I think it was.
I'm pretty sure this one time, I think it was
It
like
was-
in the 40s.
It was
maybe
low. It was low 40s.
Yeah, I'm not even lying.
If even
and
in
windy.
the 40s. And it was
So,
the wind was just blasting.
Angela, I'm not kidding. It's actually, yeah.
I mean,
It's
even
been
when
raining too. That's
even
why.
when you swim, that when your head is like when you get to the end, if you stand up,
Your
and
scalp.
your head, oh, it's just.
Freezing.
Ugh. But then when you get out, it's just like crazy. Oh my God, it was terrible.
Oh, someone asked, "Have they talked any more about the blood that was outside the house?"
No.
No.
Look, they're doing genealogy testing right now, and we'll see. That can be promising. I mean, genealogy testing really works where, you know, there's a close match, they find a relative, then they start looking, does that relative have does that person have a relative who has similar features, male and 5'9", 5'10", whatever, in the Tucson area, and then they start honing in. It's amazing how they can do that.
What do they grab it from? Is like hair or like things like that?
I don't know where the
from?
DNA. I mean, the DNA was in the glove, so I don't know whether it was inside the
Sweat.
glove and
Or just like, you know, like yeah, in
finger,
general.
body liquids.
Oh.
Harvey, have you been saying that the
I
ransom
think
notes
it's
have been
Meadows.
coming from a male?
yes.
Scotty wants to know, how do you know it's a male?
Well, there's been a name. Now they could be lying, but they're always male names.
Male names. There you go, Scotty. We're
And
not
I think they
cherry-picking.
changed the name once, but it was the same Bitcoin address, so it's clearly the same person. Where's
Check the
Charles?
temperature and go to
Yeah,
school for someone outside.
everyone's going.
What are we doing? Is B?
78 in Louisiana.
What's B?
Brandy Glanville,
With who?
Brendan, right here.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want to come here? Ah, God damn it.
Oh.
My feet are gonna be my feet are
interesting.
gonna be out of the body.
No, someone just
That's
sent
why
that
I
to
told
me.
you
That
to move. It's 'cause
Oh,
when we stand.
that thing is, as Babcock can tell you.
Okay. Here we go.
Brandy Glanville is finally, she thinks, solved the mystery of her face, of what was going on with what she thought was a parasite.
You know the nursery thing or whatever it was in school. The knee bone's connected to the blank bone. This is kind of the same thing where there's everything kind of connects because it wasn't the face.
Well, there are
that
no
caused the
joints.
problem.
Yeah, there are no joints involved
You
here.
get my point.
So, but it did have to do with breast implants, her breast implants, and something that was happening. Obviously, Brandy was unaware of, but she now has a deeper understanding of how her breast implants led to the issues in her face.
I like completely ruptured, and I had silicone all over my lymph nodes, and that's what's caused like the infection in my face, and couldn't get out because my lymph nodes were all clogged. It wasn't until I had a sonogram. I was just feeling like maybe just check that too. Why not? I mean, I've checked everything else. I went to 21 doctors and I spent so much money. I'm just like, and there is such a thing as breast implant illness, and you really should change your breast implants out at 10 years. And I just didn't do it. I'm like, it's not broke, don't fix it. So I learned a really, really hard lesson.
Well, it was broke.
Yeah.
And what
No,
broke is
they
the
were
breast
broke.
implants.
But this is a big issue that people leave in their implants too long, and you don't necessarily feel something.
I know somebody this just happened to, and they just had surgery because of it, because it leaked. I know this, the saying, a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm wondering is, if the breast implant is leaking and the silicone's going through the body, why does it localize only to the face?
She said she said
The
it has the lymph nodes.
Yeah.
Because her lymph nodes were
Blocked.
clogged,
Clogged.
right?
And then
by
it
the
just goes up
silicone.
to the face.
What is crazy about this is how many years she spent trying to figure this out. She went to doctor after doctor
Yeah.
after doctor.
Yeah.
And to me, this would be, if you're a doctor, this would be an easy find and
Right.
fix. But
No,
I
you're
mean,
right. She went to a bunch of
so
doctors
many
over a long period of time.
all over Beverly Hills, some
Yeah.
of the best doctors, and no one could figure
And
this
that
out.
no one thought to. Oh, I mean, I guess she wasn't
you're
complaining
right.
about. She wasn't complaining about any issues.
We've been talking
to
about
deal
this
with
for
her
like
breast.
2 or
Don't
3
you do
years.
like a general MRI or something, a scan to see what's going on in the body?
And then it would just detect
Something.
up here.
Wow.
I mean,
you.
none of us
it's
are
been
doctors.
2 or
I know,
3
but it's too bad he didn't work for one.
Well,
Could have saved Brandy
it's been
Glanville
2
a
or
lot
3
of grief.
years. It's crazy.
It has literally been 2
Yeah.
or 3
2 or
years.
3 years that we've been talking about this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Wow.
but it is an important piece of information for people to know about the breast implants. Just because you don't feel something doesn't mean that there isn't something going wrong.
Natasha from Tampa, Florida. Her experience has definitely been a huge wake-up call for me personally, because I've had my implants in for 11 years now. So I'm definitely thinking that it's time for a checkup. And I've also heard of other
I'll do that maybe in the back. Law enforcement advice. She wants everyone to follow us, follow the cameras. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I said replace the FBI with the police. All right. Well, we got another law enforcement. I think the shift change is up, or bathroom break or whatnot. We got two. Two in the.
Take care.
Thank you. You too. More law enforcement have arrived. I'm wondering if they're ever going to go back into the house. I wonder if they're going to go into the house at one point again, collect additional evidence, or do they scour this thing enough and they don't need to go into that house anymore? Just wonder if they're going to go back in.
They've been doing them at 5. Isn't it?
I'm gonna go eat and feed my dog.
Hey, brother.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, hit me up.
Where is Nancy Guthrie? Yeah, Pima County's cool. He just waved. They waved. He waved. They're like, as long as nobody goes on the property, everyone's good. As long as nobody goes on the property, they don't have no problem. Well, they don't have no choice, really, but I mean, do they really have a choice?
To be
Law enforcement to tell people like they got to go? I mean, they really don't have no choice.
you know,
I mean, I guess they could technically
they
tell
could
everyone to
clear
get off.
them off the street.
Yeah, they could
If they
technically tell
wanted
everyone
like
to get
they
off the
did
street.
that one day.
Yeah,
But
like
then
you
they
can't park
realized
here.
what a cluster
It would
if
just
that
be a
would be.
mess. And then there people will be like, "What are they trying to hide?"
Yeah, exactly.
Or something, conspiracy talk. I mean, I guess they could, because basically is like the whole side of the road is taken over by media. I'd like to go search for Nancy if you can come up with a place to search and if an organization search. I'd love to document and follow and assist a little bit.
Yeah, and that's so you should see if anyone's organizing one in Tucson to
But I
reach
think
out
that,
to
I
me.
think the private property is the issue.
Well-
I mean, I guess those basins and everything that's public land. Yeah, there's a lot of public,
Yeah.
state or county land, but private property. Golf course is far away, man. I just got that as a like kind of like a tip of a tip, but there's nothing credible to me out of the golf course. It's just a place where Luke is frequent, and we're talking about Luke Daly. But here's the thing: is I think everyone has backed off Luke Daly and is focusing on other people like Luke Daly, because if Luke Daly was the suspect, they'd be all perched in front of his house and everything like that. Nobody's there.
Let me get this. Hello. Hey, good.
Tunnels.
What's up there?
bridge, tunnels, bridge.
I'm actually outside the Pima County Sheriff's Office right now. Just a little while ago, I wrapped up an interview with the sheriff. Got a lot of new information, some stuff about the cameras at Nancy's house. I knew that there were other Google Nest cameras, and I was wondering if they had the video yet from those, just like they did from the front, if the FBI was able to get it. He says no, that they're waiting on Google. He's going to explain that. Also, new information about the DNA testing. There was no match with CODIS. It's interesting that the FBI is telling us that, by the way. What does that actually mean? Could there be something going on behind the scenes? I've got my retired FBI friend who's going to kind of explain all of that. And then there was some action at Nancy Guthrie's house today that I have video of. Some of it a little perplexing. I'll get into all of it in this episode of Brian Enton Investigates. Hey guys, so I'm outside the Pima County Sheriff's Office, and again, I'm going to get to that interview with the sheriff in a second, but I wanted to give you all the latest updates from today. Some are pretty significant. First of all, when it comes to DNA, we learned that they put the DNA from the glove that was located about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's house. They put the DNA into the FBI CODIS database, which is the database where all of the criminals, their DNA is entered into it. It's a massive federal database. So the DNA was finally entered in the CODIS database, and it came back without a match, which is obviously not good news. It's not really what anyone was hoping to hear. And I've also learned that other DNA from this case, from the Nancy Guthrie investigation that was entered into the CODIS database, has come back negative for a match. So at this point, no matches in CODIS, although I'm told there's still more DNA that they plan to enter into the database. We've also confirmed that they have started the IgG DNA process, which is the investigative genetic genealogy. And if that sounds familiar, that's because that is one of the big things that cracked the Brian Koberger case in Idaho, the IgG. And that is essentially when they take the DNA that they have and they put it into these genetic genealogy databases, which is, and if you look back, I've done a couple of episodes on this. This is like when you do those tests at home to get your genealogy and find out who your relatives are and what your background is. They have access to some of those databases, and then they can try to figure out if they can find a match that way. It could be someone's second or third cousin or an aunt or uncle, and then they can try to back into who the suspect is that way. So we suspected they were going to use that technology, and now we've confirmed that they are officially trying the IgG method, although that takes more time. That could take weeks, that could take months. It's not like just traditional DNA comparisons. So we may not have an update on that front anytime soon. I was outside Nancy Guthrie's house for most of the day. There were a couple of interesting things that happened. First of all, there was a pickup truck and a Subaru that showed up, and the sheriff actually let them through onto the driveway. I saw at least one man. There were two men, but I saw one man get out. He had almost like a briefcase, went around the back of the house. They went inside the house, which is the first time I've seen anyone non-law enforcement go in the house that I can remember. I don't know who they were. Some people were speculating that maybe it was a locksmith. I don't know if it was someone that the family sent over to get something from inside, but they were inside for, several minutes. And again, law enforcement let them in, and then they left. So that don't really have much of an explanation for that, but it was kind of interesting. There was also some detectives at Nancy Guthrie's neighbor's house, and they were inspecting what appeared to be like a ring camera there with some floodlights. And the sheriff's office later confirmed that there were detectives in the area, but didn't say exactly what they were doing. I want to play for you my interview with Chris Nanos, the Pima County Sheriff. I was able to meet up with him today in his office. He did a lot of media interviews. We were only given 10 minutes. So, you know, I was only able to ask so many questions. So if you're wondering why I didn't get to more, they basically cut me off at the end. It started off with him telling me, it's kind of awkward for a second. He said, you know, you have questions for me, and this was before the camera started rolling. You have questions for me and I have questions for you. And he kind of brought up some of my coverage and some of the people who I've interviewed who have had not such great things to say about him. And he was going to address some of those things at the end of the interview, but then we ran out of time because the person who was in charge, like the media sort of handler, was said, oh no, 10 minutes is up, you're done. So this is really all the time that I had. But I think what was most interesting is what he said. To me, what was most interesting is what he said about the Google Nest cameras, and they're still trying to get more video. So this is my interview with the sheriff. Thank you for doing this, Sheriff. Appreciate it very much. I know that you and the FBI were able to get those surveillance photos off the camera in the front of the house.
Yeah.
Any progress on the other cameras? Can you do the same thing?
Boy, I'm hopeful. Here's what happened there. So we, of course, that camera we don't have, right? It was taken, removed from the scene, but we knew it existed, and we asked, I think it's Google, hey, what can you do with this? And we gave them the other cameras and asked the same. And they said, well, there's not a subscription here. And it is hard because it overwrites itself, right? Every, I don't know how many hours, maybe it's every 36 or 72, whatever it is. But you know what, Sheriff, we'll try. Thank you. Away they went. They came back with this. And I'm going to try to explain this as a simple man that I am would. They explained it, it's like peeling paint. You have images over images over images, and you want to get to that 8th layer or the 6th layer, and you got to peel back very easily because you might destroy the layer you wanted. So they were able to do that. I said, oh, this is really, that piece of evidence. Oh, they kept it 10 days. No, we all sat here right in our command post with the FBI and went, this is really great stuff. We need this out there. So I don't know that it was here more than 2 hours, and it's only because we had to do some cutting of the way they sent it to us and prepare it to get out to the media, and had to check with Washington, all those things that the FBI had to do as well. And we got it out probably less than 2 hours. And it generated, in that first hour for us, just alone here at the department, almost 5,000 tips. So it's a great piece of evidence. So there's other cameras. Your question, will we get more? We've asked the Google, hey guys, can you do this? And they said the very same thing. Sheriff, we don't think we can get anything, but we'll try. And that's all we're hopeful.
And so as of now, it's still just the video from the front?
Yes.
Okay. Savannah Guthrie, Nancy's daughter, obviously very famous, loved around the country. Is this really random, or do you think someone may have had a grievance against Savannah? Have you been able to sort that out at all?
Well, yeah. Anything's possible, right? I mean, there was talk, well, this was a burglary gone bad. This was that. Those things have never come out of this office because we recognize that anything is possible, and we'll allow that evidence to show us what it is. The time to ask that question, motive, is when we actually know who's done this. And so, yeah, I get the speculation, but yeah, for me, I just looked at it and said from day one that Nancy was removed from her home against her will. We need to find her.
I know your deputies, detectives are working around the clock. I mean, we see them, how long can this go on for in terms of the investigation at this level?
Because of the media, really, and that's a good thing, right? Because of the media, we've generated so many leads. I know last Wednesday we had 18,000 leads. The FBI had 14. So you're talking over 30,000. We're probably closer to 40 or 50,000. As long as those leads keep coming, we'll keep at it.
I know you've said you can't, for the investigative reasons, talk about what you found in the house. But is there a lot in the house that you're not able to say? I mean, is there a lot of evidence we don't know about in terms of this being a crime?
No, again, you're asking me something that I can't talk about. I will tell you this. We removed some biological evidence, prints, DNA, whatever. All of that was removed and sent to the lab. We removed physical evidence, computers, phones, everything, anything we could. And that's submitted to another lab. That was given to the FBI. And why do we give it to the FBI? Because we know that they're very good at some of that stuff. And so we share with them that. Why did we give ours to our lab? Because it's what we've done for years, and our lab's always done well. In fact, we've used the FBI before. They're very good at solving things and doing things. But the FBI, not unlike our Department of Public Safety in Phoenix, they have a lab. They could have been used. But we look at it as this. If I use, for example, a state lab, DPS, or the federal lab, Quantico, you have to understand they have others using those labs too. And so it really puts a lot of strain on them to prioritize those cases and do what they can with them, where if I have my own lab or a contract lab, it allows me easier access to those cases that I think are important to us. And I'm not talking this case, I'm just talking cases in general. We could build a lab, but that's pretty expensive too. We just found that this lab we use is very good. Were they in Florida at the time? I have no idea. But I know that in today's world of technology, reports are generated and sent out in the flash of an eye. What we need to know is when we send something to a lab, can we get it back to us quickly? Can we have a rush order, if you will? Well, sometimes I want this now, but the FBI may say, well, we understand that, but New York has a crime, LA has a crime, so it's not against the labs. And so when this piece of evidence, we did what we normally do, we sent it to the lab and we did that scene. Then we went and did another scene when we did a search warrant out in Rio Rico. So all of that was gone. Now we find a glove. The FBI says, oh, we can send it to Quantico. And I said, well, you know what? Let's keep it all in one place. Let's just send it all to our lab. No, it's not like, no, FBI's got a bad lab, or no, the sheriff's department uses DNL, they're a bad lab. No, it is about keeping your evidence together in one spot. And when that report comes out, it goes to both agencies. It just made sense. In fact, all of this conversation I had with you, when they said, oh, the sheriff blocked evidence, this conversation I had with the FBI lasted probably a minute and a half, and they said, makes sense, sir, and it was done. There's no blocking evidence or just crazy.
Let me ask you. Okay, we've seen the photos from the surveillance camera in the front of the man. Do you think there could be a second suspect?
You saw what I saw. We know he is a bad dude. He's who we want. Is there somebody else working with him? I don't know that. We'll know it when we find him.
The TMZ letters, I've lost count of how many they've received. TMZ, they've been receiving these letters claiming that it's from someone involved.
So yeah, the ransoms type things or those kinds of letters.
And I know FBI is investigating that part, right?
Correct.
But do you think they're legit? Because it seems like every day they're on TV with a new letter.
Again, you want to go to your experts, right? It would be irresponsible for me to give my opinion on something that we've given to the FBI to look into. That's their bailiwick. We'll let them handle that.
And the search warrants, we saw the one in Rio Rico, and then we saw the one close to, I think, 2 miles from Nancy's house on Friday night. Does that mean that you all believe the suspect could be close? Because it seems like the action we're seeing so far is right in the Tucson area.
So how those develop is this, and you may see it today. It may not be anything today. You may see 5 of them today. But what happens is this. We have 400 investigators out there from all agencies. Not just in this valley, the 10 different law enforcement agencies, but some from Phoenix and FBI from across the country. And they're out there shaking down leads, 40-some thousand leads. Every morning they get up and they're working 24/7. So they start with a little lead and they're told, go check on this. And that lead develops. And as they move through it, it grows and grows like a snowball. just getting bigger and bigger, to a point where they go, you know what? I think we've developed a person of interest. I think we've got something here that maybe we need to go back and brief on. So they come back in and they talk to the command post who's there. U.S. attorney, county attorneys, different law people behind different areas of law who sit back and discuss it and say, you know what, maybe there's enough here for a search warrant. Maybe we got to get petition for physical characteristics. Maybe that characteristic is a photo. Maybe it's buckle cells. Maybe it's fingerprint, whatever it is. And we present it to a judge. And a judge says, yeah, I think here's enough. He signs it. That's how that snowballs. And everybody's energetic and they're so enthused. I wish you could see the face of the young men and women out there who are working these and all the energy, because it's what happens in investigations, particularly bigger investigations, where they're so excited, probably like you are. We've got a good lead, we're going to, and then it falls through. It's not the person. Nancy's not at that house. But that's part of the ebbs and flows of an investigation. You're going to have that highs and lows. So for me, that's why it's important that I dispel some of the things that are out there, so my team knows that no. They're a solid team. This is a team who solves crime every day. They are my experts. I would be silly to not listen to them. When they tell me we spent 20 some hours at this scene, we processed this scene, I'm taking their word that they're good. I don't need to hear from some pundit out there who's never done a crime scene. I don't need to hear from somebody who's never done a criminal investigation. I've got experts. That's who I choose to listen to. Just like the noise in the background, the critics who want to run for office. Go do that stuff. I just want to find Nancy. I want my team focused every morning. When they hit that low, that they know that they have someone who believes in them and their work. They're going to do it. I have 100% faith they will solve this case. If you're the guy, if you're that monster, you should be worried. You should let her go. Just let her go.
Are you getting closer?
I think we are. But I have to have that belief, right? I have to have that faith. Every day, we'll keep at it. We ain't quitting.
Appreciate the sheriff for making the time to talk with me. Again, I know he's done a lot of media interviews, and I was glad that I was able to get one of them today, and that was on News Nation, of course. And hopefully I'll get more opportunities to talk to him in the future, because like I told him, there were some things that he didn't like about some of my reporting, and, I always want to get both sides, so I'm happy to have him respond to what some people are saying about, being critical of his the way he's been handling the case. And, I always like to get both sides. So hopefully I'll get more opportunities to interview him. I want to go back to what I was telling you guys about the DNA and the fact that the FBI says that there were no links in CODIS. What I found particularly interesting about that is that the FBI told us that. I mean, why would they give us a small update like that? Why would they need to tell the public and the media that there were no specific links in CODIS? I went to my friend, retired FBI agent Steve Moore, to talk to him about that and some of the other updates that came today in the case. I'm joined now by Steve Moore, retired FBI agent. It's nice to see you, Steve. It's always good to chat with you. First of all, I wanted to ask you, the sheriff is now saying that they put the DNA from the gloves that were found about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's house into the CODIS system finally, and that there was no match, and that all of the DNA they put in so far, apparently there have been no matches. What do you make of that? Does that surprise you? I mean, because it seems like bad news.
Well, it doesn't, excuse me, it doesn't surprise me. It disappoints me a little bit, but CODIS, is kind of a new thing, relatively. I mean, it's not like fingerprints that have been around for, over 100 years. So what the problem is that every state, like when you get arrested, when a person gets arrested, you've seen it. It's standard. They fingerprint, they send it off. Everybody's got fingerprints in there. You get it for passports. Everybody's got fingerprints on file. Hardly anybody's got DNA on file. And right now, every arrestee in every 50 state or every one of the 50 states do not immediately get put in CODIS. And so, there are crimes in all of the 50 states for which you will get your DNA popped in the CODIS database, but only on conviction for some of them. Although Arizona, as soon as you're arrested for a felony, it's my understanding that they will get a DNA swab with your fingerprinting and send it to CODIS.
So these would just be people who have been arrested who are in this database?
Predominantly. I mean, DNA is not something that they use for any other purpose. Like fingerprints, they use to identify you for passports or things like that, or even sometimes just a document and getting it certified. So DNA is only a criminal database at this point.
So you remember, Steve, that yesterday the sheriff put out this statement, vehemently denying that the Guthries had anything to do with, they were cleared. He used the word cleared, the siblings and their spouses. So they put out another statement today where they talked about this CODIS development, but then they also included a section about the Guthrie family. And they said, in criminal investigations, evidence is examined to either build a case or clear individuals. At this point in the investigation, the Guthrie family, including siblings and spouses, has not been identified as suspects. What I thought was interesting is they're saying at this point in the investigation, where yesterday they were just more vague. What do you make in general of the sheriff, clearly saying that they've been cleared? Is that unusual?
Yeah, it's very unusual, and probably had to do a lot with social media, where people are actually going out there and naming names and doing stuff like that. What's interesting to me is he said they were cleared, and then they had to walk that back a little bit and say they're not suspects at this time. When you say somebody is cleared, first of all, you have to know a lot about the crime. It's kind of like, say if you had a crime and you didn't know the actual time of the crime, then anybody's alibi is useless to you. So you can't say, they're cleared by their alibi. In the same way with this case, even though we know time, we don't know a lot more case, at least the public doesn't. So I couldn't understand how they had enough information to clear them. Now, if you tell me that right now they're not suspects, that I can understand. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But that doesn't mean technically that they couldn't be down the road. I think what the sheriff is saying is that he doesn't believe they had anything to do with this. And that's as close as he can come to clearing them functionally.
And I want to go back. There's something else I thought of with CODIS that I wanted to ask you about, that I was thinking of you earlier. Is it unusual that the FBI is giving these updates saying, oh, we tested it and it's not in CODIS? Like would they normally be giving us such a specific update? And then the thing it made me think of is, could it mean that they are closing in on someone and they don't want that person to realize that?
Yeah, that's a very, very good possibility. And yes, it is highly unusual. Those are the kind of, that's the kind of information that you, instead of sending to the public, you post up to your supervisor and say, giving him updates on the case daily. For the FBI to be doing this is extraordinary, in my opinion. And two potential reasons for this is, one, as we've discussed before, the sheriff has a bigger dog in this fight than the FBI does. This is his community. He has to live here. He has to get reelected here. And so he may have negotiated some kind of agreement where the FBI or he could provide more information. But on the other hand, society has changed since I joined the FBI and since I retired. Things are rapidly moving into the point where everybody has, as I said on one of the other broadcasts, their own home version of the game. And they are all playing and they are all talking to each other about it. And the world now, in absence of information, will create reality. And so I think what the FBI is trying to do is keep the dust down a little bit on that. And I think what you're seeing here, and go back in 10 years, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a change, a sea change in law enforcement, where you can't just ignore the public and do your job anymore because they're not patient enough to wait for it.
We confirmed yesterday, Steve, that the FBI was going to gun stores in Tucson with a list of 40 names and also 40 photos, and asking employees to run the names, see if they had done any business there, and if they recognize.
Live outside the scene here. We're gonna have to go to Mexico, maybe. Should we go to a tour of the border wall? Here's something interesting reported by Michael Ruiz with Fox News. Someone searched for Nancy Guthrie's address and her famous daughter's salary before the Today Show host's mother's vanished. Google data shows it's not clear that the searches are connected to one another or to her suspected abduction. But the timing of one search, January 11th, aligns with the time frame specified in a Ring app post from a neighbor calling on locals to turn in video taken that evening between 9 p.m. and midnight. Ooh. Someone searched for Nancy Guthrie's address and her famous daughter's salary before the Today's Post mother vanished, Google data shows. And the search happened on January 11th, the same time they were telling people to search their cameras. January 11th. Now, where is this coming from? Let's see. Fox News goes on to say, internet users searched for Nancy Guthrie's address and daughter's salary before Today's Post mother vanished. Google data shows searches for Savannah Guthrie's mother's home and the NBC anchor's salary occurred weeks before the kidnapping. It's coming from Google Trends. Google Trends. An internet user appeared to have searched the address on Google Trends. Google Trends records show that there was one search for Guthrie's address in the Catalina foothills between June 21st and June 28th, 2025 by someone in Arizona. The address was searched again once in January 11th, 2026. The January 11th data also surfaced in a message on the Ring camera app posted on February 12th, asking neighbors to share video from between 9 p.m. and midnight that day, as well as on the evening of January 31st. Well, that makes it interesting. What do you think? Google Trends, is that valid? And then also in June. Google Trends. Google Trends. Nancy's address searched. Google Trends. Somebody searching for Nancy and Meth. Or from around here in Arizona, taking her to Mexico, maybe. Is Google Trends reliable? Hello. Warm out here today.
Dad, you doing okay?
Is this considered nice? Is this considered nice?
Huh?
Warm out here.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, because usually it's like 100.
You're not from around here?
No, I'm from Florida.
Florida.
You guys be safe.
Dad, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing. I go forever.
Right.
They just let me out.
Yeah, my grandpa.
Mexico. They're gonna have to rescue Nancy from Mexico? Mexico. Keep your thoughts on Mexico. E-commerce owner here, Catherine, says, Catherine M, 711. E-commerce owner here. Google data is solid and can tell you city, state of search. Keep up the good work. E-commerce owner here. January 11th seems like that's a key date. That kind of coincides with what the neighbors were informed to talk about surveillance footage in this area. Did the person come around here that time? January 11th. Tucson residents scared.
So Fox News alerted the county sheriff's office denying there's a short list of suspects in the Nancy Guthrie case as her entire neighborhood remains on edge more than 3 weeks since her disappearance. Let's head back down to Tucson where Fox News weekend co-host Griff Jenkins has been talking with locals in Nancy's community. Good morning, Griff.
Hey, good morning, LJ. And this group of Tucson residents have been gathering for coffee every morning before the sun rises for more than a decade, and they have certainly been impacted by this story. Jim, let me start with you. How has this impacted the community? How do you feel about this?
Tucson is a very tight community and a very secure community. And this has rattled quite a few people, to be honest, because this type of crime and this type of notoriety that we're getting nationally is just not what we're used to here. And it's put a cloud on things, and we're sorry to see the national news we've gotten for such an unfortunate thing for Savannah and her family. And everybody's just praying that everybody gets their act together and they find this guy and return Nancy safe and sound.
Yeah, and Nancy, by the way, has been known to come to this coffee shop. Savannah, seen here a lot. And Terry, if you had to describe the impact on this community in one word, how would you do it?
Scared. Scared. People are worried about their safety. A lot of elderly people live in this area by themselves, like Mrs. Guthrie, and people are a little nervous.
And, you know, another resident told me that this is a community where people really don't lock their doors.
Did not before. A lot of people are locking their doors now. They didn't before.
And I'm just going to sneak over here because in this exclusive coffee group, Mary is among the only females. Mary, how do you feel about this? What are your thoughts on this now that we're 18 days that Nancy's been missing?
Well, it's such a scary incident, and I've lived in this community for a long time, raised my children here, and I've always felt safe and secure. And suddenly that has gone away, and now I'm being more vigilant about my surroundings and locking my doors. And I truly, I empathize with her family. I think it's awful. I can't imagine having to live through this and not knowing where my mother was. That's just unthinkable to me.
It sure is. And I just want to finish here with Alan. You know, Alan, the community is sticking together, but what are your thoughts as a resident here?
Well, everybody's getting a little nervous because it's extending the time, not a week, 3, 4, 5. And it's difficult because people, when I talk to them, they say, you know, what did the sheriff say this? What did the FBI say that? And they're confused.
Yeah, so a lot of questions here, but as you can see, this group that gathers every morning continuing to weigh in on really how it's impacted their community, tight-knit. Something like this really doesn't happen here, and now they hope Nancy will come home. LJ, back to you.
I'll hope that. All right, thanks, Griff.
One even more Fox News. Scared. Resident scared around here at the coffee shop. Local coffee shop. Yeah. Scared. Scared. Residents around here are scared. Windy out here. Mexico, maybe Mexico. Truck. Who's this guy?
How we doing today?
Hey, you?
Well, thank you.
Good.
So yeah, oh, I was teaching school. No, my former spouse. Oh, you are? Okay. And I live in Portland, so it's interesting connection. Yeah.
I'm working for Bob.
Oh, good. Now that's a
Well, nice. All right. I'm glad to hear it.
yeah. We actually said today. Yeah. Actually, he was. Oh, that face. Great.
second to last tent right here. Yeah, grayish. Right before the end. Delbert. Yeah, your dad's great at it. You know, I've heard so many at this point. Getting a little windy out here. Getting a little windy out here, folks. Good grab a drink. My dad. Yeah, we're just waiting for some other new report. It's a little quiet today.
who you guys are?
How much your tent cost? The whole tent setup. How much that cost? You just get that while you've been here?
No. Just, yeah.
Yeah. How much? No. How much it cost?
It's, I think it was
$70.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, 100 or something.
100 something. Where do you get it at?
This was a Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Yep.
We'll get one, folks. We'll get our own target.
Last 18 days, Nancy Guthrie, right? Nancy Guthrie, and the sheriff's department. And I had to record this video as fast as I could, which is why I look like this just because. Did you know?
Fire truck. Another fire truck. Rural Metro. It came by yesterday too. Metro fire truck. All right, then it continues. There's Nancy. Not much activity right now. That's the thing. We're in like one of those like lull calm before the storms. One question on whether the FBI has cleared the Guthrie family aside from Sheriff Nanos. I'm pointing to the concept that this remains a state investigation. The FBI is assisting the Pima County Sheriff, who is essentially in charge of the county and investigation. So essentially, they're saying that it's a state events investigation leading, with the FBI assisting. That's what's being said here. Yeah, so it looks like Matt Finn, that report came from Matt Finn. So essentially is the state is still, or the Pima County is still investigating this, and the feds are just, as the lead agency, the feds are just assisting. It's a state case, but then what about all the ransom and everything like that? That takes you federal. What about if Nancy was brought over interstate lines and taken over interstate lines? So this is a state case, more or less. A county case, state case, not fed case. Traffic jam. Traffic jam. Traffic jam. Yeah, traffic jam. So essentially, what is next? What's going to be the next move? What is going to be? What authorities going to do? What are they going to do? Where would you like to go? You guys like to go around the intersections and see where there's cameras around the entire neighborhood? What's going on?
Just charging up everything.
Charging up everything?
We got to.
There's not much activity going on here today. It's like I think we're in this like quiet.
The calm before the storm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking because they're coming out with little. I just posted what Sheriff Nanos, has said he believes that she was abducted.
Really? He believes it.
Yeah.
He also believes she's still alive.
Yes.
Because there's no evidence that she's dead. Pima County Sheriff tells Fox News he believes Nancy Guthrie is a victim of a target kidnapping.
And then this is like the full book. Exactly.
I believe that was a kidnapping, targeted kidnapping, but I believe whoever did that knew what they were up to, knew who they were after.
So they are letting out little pieces. Does that change anything as far as anything that?
I mean,
Throws up a theory. It was a wrong house, so it does maybe take some things out.
well, now they're talking about the Google trend search on January 11th.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Well, how are you? Good. Well, and then I did hear that way at the beginning, like the first, second, or third day. And I think some of the searches were coming from, did you see in the chat where they were coming from? Like Colombia or something.
Really?
People were looking for Nancy Guthrie.
In other countries?
Yeah, so if anyone wants to go on Google Trends and see if there's any, there were some articles written about it. Yeah, they did say it's going to pick up wind here.
Pick up wind with today?
Yeah, we're going to be windy.
What are these, like, kind of like southwest winds?
We don't get them like, Albuquerque has them all the time. It's just right before a storm comes. So I'm thinking probably this evening, a storm might roll.
What kind of storm? A dust storm?
No, just a quick rainstorm.
Quick rainstorm. Quick rainstorm. Quick.
That's my weather report. But you can check the Sonora dog off the list. Magpies, Sonora dog, Baggins.
Yeah. True.
was he hanging out here or something?
Yeah, I think for a bit.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Because somebody just asked me if you informed anybody that you did that.
Yeah, they were here.
I thought they were switching shifts. What was going on? Just they're asking if I got shot to the sheriff.
Yeah, I was just discussing with the group. I was just like, there's nothing going on. We're just here waiting for the next tidbit. I'm wondering if it's going to start losing legs. I think we're in the mix of it. We just don't know what investigators are doing. They have a command center in Tucson. Black Telluride. Carlos. Look at that. Corvette. Corvette stopped and took pictures.
Dale, espérate, déjame agarrar. Bájate, tira la computadora también.
It's back. Trash guy's back. A different guy. That's Waste Connections. That's a different company. like to know all the names of the business, like the trash people, the utilities.
Yeah.
So there's waste connections and waste management. It's two separate
Waste
ones.
management is a big one out here.
So that's a waste connections.
Here's a guy on the bike. Here's a guy on the bike.
Let's go say hi to him.
He's in the back.
Hey, how's it going? What's going on?
Oh, another ride.
Another ride. You got a partner today.
Got to keep up with her.
We need a raid. We need some activity. We need Nancy found.
Well, we know everyone's looking on X probably about every.
I mean, people are now saying the Mexico connection now. One.
Makes sense. It fits a theory.
Get out of the wind. Listen to Scanner, I'm told.
Scanner?
Yep. Yeah, let's go somewhere. Where are we going to go? Who's this guy? What does he do? Dude, he's going up to the police. Or the sheriffs.
Get it together.
He was pointing in back of his house. He was pointing in back of the house. This is in Nancy Guthrie's driveway. A man just walked up. Deputies got out of the car and he's doing about a bunch of pointing. And I know he pointed in back of the house. Ask him what it's about. Is everything okay?
Yeah. Yeah, you want to people getting out here.
Says something about in case they want to arrest me for help. He's a volunteer. He wanted to help. He was a volunteer. He said he wanted to volunteer, but he wanted to ask permission. He wanted to walk around the house.
He said he's with the rescue, volunteer rescue, search and rescue.
Search and rescue?
And he's been trying to get permission from the sheriff for this organization to come out and search. That's what representing. Over in California. Yeah.
So he is with a California search and rescue. I think he's California's dead. I'll ask him what organization when he's done talking. He wants to go search.
No, that's the logo of the researcher. It's just a shirt.
What's that say? Ramona?
Ramona, see, maybe it's just a.
Looks like he's trying to organize a search or do a search. I'm gonna find out his name, who he's with.
The guy with the big camera looks like one of those old reporters from like the newspaper.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The 1980s newspaper. Oh, he went the other way.
Everybody has.
Everybody has a poodle dog.
Not really. Sorry. No, thank you.
Hey, 857. All right, think of you know what do you think's going on?
GLR, what was the activity?
A volunteer asked if he could search around the property. Yeah. So he was some search and rescue guy from California.
Wow.
The tall guy. He walked that way.
And they let him or
around-
no?
they got declined.
Declined. Makes
Okay.
sense.
Well, they referred him somewhere else. He said, I want to help, and he's pointing.
Mhm.
He went that way.
Okay.
He might be going around the back gate.
Okay.
Thank you,
Oh, well,
JR.
thank you. Appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. Thank you for doing great work, both of you. It was Matt Finn asking me for the scoop. What was that guy doing? He walked down that. Like, he could be going around the back of the house. I just tweeted out. Nobody even talking about Luke Daly anymore, man. Nobody's even talking about that guy 2 miles away. His home is empty. Nobody's camped out there. No law enforcement activity. Media is not saying anything about that guy. Like, they're not even doing a story on him. They're refusing to say his name. It's like us. We're the ones that are saying the guy's name, but the media is not saying it. Everyone just moved on from him as like he's not the guy. I'm just assuming that he's not the guy at this point. All that Kayla, but Kayla individual, it just seems like he's not the guy. And he's moved on from him. Next one. Here he is again. All right, so we got stuff going on. Interesting. The neighbor got permission to search the property next door. Weird. Look. Windy out here, folks. I don't have a wind thing on me.
Yeah, okay. It's really not, but it's an important part of the story. Where they don't know who DNA is, they get work and the system is
You guys following me?
Yeah, we're seeing what you're up to.
Just looking at people
So
down
what
like
signs are you looking for? Like, what do you exactly?
anything, broken branches, footprints, anything.
Wow. Show the neighbor.
There's gum right there.
Gum?
Yeah, that's like a foot.
Oh, okay, yeah, gum. Be safe. He just went onto this neighbor's property. Right down there. There he is. going to knock on their door. What's going on here? He's taking matters in his own hands.
He is. Yeah.
Right?
You know, other people have said, why don't they allow volunteers, people to come out? This guy, talking about
This guy,
take
he's
action.
going door to door. He said he got permission by the next door neighbors.
Yeah.
Right? He was all, look, they answered the door. Somebody's answering the door. So they didn't even open the door on him. Somebody said, can I help you? And he's talking through the door and he's like, I'm just a person that wants to search on the ground. Can I search your property? That's what he's asking.
Not without a warrant.
I mean, they didn't answer their door. I wouldn't answer my door. Oh, yeah, now her head's peeked out.
Foot search. Day 18.
Well, we'll ask him what she tells him.
Yes.
She might say they already searched here, and then we got information.
I mean, you got to give him credit. Comes up here from San Diego.
That's where he came up from, San Diego.
Yeah. He found missing women in San Diego.
Sir, what did she say?
She said she had quite a few people already search her property and everything, and it's not accessible to get back there, but she was very nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you're just going door to door now, or you're done?
I'll be back
He's going to come back.
How long do you plan to stay in the area?
as long as it takes.
So you're going to be here looking for Nancy for.
Yeah, I'll go to the sheriff department right now, tell them who I am, and tell them I'm out here searching because I don't want them to come up and throw me on the ground and arrest me.
Right.
Yeah. Be safe out there. Be
Yeah.
safe out there.
So if they ask you, you will take part in it. If they say,
Oh, most definitely.
if they give you the go ahead, you'll be tapped to
Oh,
lead
yeah.
the foot search.
I'll be with the other volunteers.
What's your name for the viewers? The viewers want to know.
Just the first name.
Or you want to? Who do you want to call yourself?
Yeah.
Francis.
Francis from California.
Actually, I live here now.
Oh,
Okay, Francis.
Yeah.
But
All right.
experience in
Thank you,
San
Francis.
Diego.
Right.
Experience in San Diego.
And never mind. But can I get out this way back?
Yeah, there's plenty of ways to get out. Yeah, you can go up there and then you make a left. It'll take you to the school and the thing. You just go right up to the road to the stop sign, make a left. It'll take you to Orange Grove.
Okay.
And that'll take you out.
Good luck with the sheriff, Francis.
I hope we find it.
Thank you, Francis.
Wow. How about that?
Francis. He's gun ho, trying to find.
He is. He's ready to take over the search. I don't see the sheriff out there anymore.
I mean, that's what I feel like something's going to eventually happen. Citizens are going to start taking things in their own hands. I mean, everybody's like, well, why are you? He's trying. I'm not. I don't think it's funny at all. He's trying. He's just a random volunteer that wants to search. He's going door to door, asking to search. I think it's great, personally. Because I bet you the citizens are going to find Nancy some way, somehow. And you can't knock somebody that wants to come out on their own time and wants to search. right, share your thoughts. Searchers. More searchers gonna arrive. I'm gonna put this tweet out about Francis in the next door. Stand by. So, again, is Nancy around here?